guys. I thought I was gonna be a little late with this. I was making sure there wasn't extra lights on, but anyway, sorry. I was a little, I thought I was gonna be late coming back because I was explaining something to Steve, and then I had to run to the restroom. Hey, Jason, you said you never seen this one before. Well, I think you're in for a treat. Texas, you say it's a good watch. Um, yeah, in my opinion, it is. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I did test it out before, but I got worried. Well, maybe everybody can't hear me good. So, Jason, Texas, can you hear me okay? Um, like I said, I tested everything out beforehand, but I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. You think this is better than Black Roses, Texas? A lot of people will probably disagree with that. Sounds fine to you, Jason? Okay, gotcha. Um, so I'll go on and say we're doing Rocktober Blood tonight. Now next week I have decided next Saturday, following Steve's Texas, you can hear me fine. Following Steve's stream, I assume he's planning on doing one uh, next time or next Saturday. I've decided that I'm going to do a watch along for Haunted Ween, which you can watch Haunted Ween on YouTube. I will be sure to put a link up, so if anybody needs to, I don't know what in the world. Maybe maybe my new lights. Maybe I should turn them off. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna turn that off because I think I mean, it's pretty cool for me to look at, but I think the green light was actually messing with it and making some little flickery things here and there. But anyway, what she say? Steve is doing a watch along next Saturday for Dolly Dearest. I think he said. I don't know about that, but I'll ask him. But like I said, I'm planning on doing one for Haunted Ween. I figured Steve would tell me, hey, nobody has that movie but you. But you can watch it on YouTube. And like I said, I'll put the link up for everybody in case they're interested in coming to the watch along next Saturday at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, about the same time that these others have been. Hey, Darren. Hey, Dirk. Guess what, Dirk? I got some 2X shirts in, so probably going to be working on your shirt tomorrow to get it all ready to go and get it ready to mail out. I've got these really cool mailers that are like black. They're not exactly like fright rags, but they're kind of like a shiny black, and they're made to put t-shirts or other clothing in. So you'll be getting one of those, and I'm gonna come up with some care instructions for the shirts because my my heat press that I got has specific instructions on how you should wash it, that you shouldn't put it in the dryer even on low, that you should let them air dry, basically. Just different things like that. Not using fabric softener in the wash. Um, oh, sorry, guys, I paused. I was reading what people were put. Darky said, I thought you was doing Hereditary next. What the fuck? Laughing my ass off. Well, she said, I have Haunted Ween on DVD, pal. Well, so do I, pal, with the documentary and everything. And Haunted Ween was filmed in good old Kentucky. It was filmed in Bowling Green, actually, believe it or not, by some alumni of Western, uh, which is the college in Bowling Green. So Some of it was actually on the campus at Western. My sister in law actually works in the offices at Western Kentucky University. And she said, "Oh, wow, the buildings, basically look the same." She said, "I think I see my office and stuff." So that's just really cool. Um, there you say, "Hells yeah." Uh, well, she said, "Would be cool if you could have the movie playing on the green screen while you do the watch along." Well, I maybe could do that, but I would have to work with it. And with me sitting in front of it, I don't know how good that's going to be, Wes. That's why I always recommend that. Uh, and two, I don't like to be streaming the movie because I'm afraid I'll get a copyright strike. You may not think that you get copyright strikes for some of this stuff, but Steve has gotten copyright strikes for the craziest stuff. So generally, I tend to let people watch the movie on their own. Um, but to finish up about Haunted Wing, I did want to say that I believe, unfortunately, in the last couple of years or something, that Doug Robinson, the director, had passed away. I don't know if he had cancer or what. From what I read, it indicated that he may have been ill for a while, so I don't know what it was. But if you get your hands on the DVD, there is a documentary on there of the like behind the scenes stuff on the making of it, which is really cool. Um, and there's commentary with the director and I think the cinematographer Corey Lash. And Corey Lash may also be a producer on it too. Um, but anyway, we can all look forward to that next Saturday, barring anything happening. Um, well, that is very good, Dirk. That you wash all your print shirts on cold and hang dry them. I would imagine you probably turn yours inside out when you're washing them too. That's usually always recommended. But you're on the right track in any case. But I am gonna put care instructions along with every shirt that I send out. So feel free to disregard anything that you don't want to do. I don't think you would, but I just don't want to send shirts out to people and they paid for them and then if they do something wrong in the washing, I don't want it to come back on me. Like I said, I don't think you're going to do that, but some people might. Um, let's see. Robert Long, you say yes. Bowling Green, Kentucky is right where I'm from. Yeah, actually, my brother and my sister in law live there now, which stands to reason why my sister in law works on the campus. Um, John, you say, "Hey, all this movie, hi, it ain't good in my opinion, but the music is." Yeah, I mean, no, it's not a good movie. It's just to me, it's just a fun movie. Um, yes, John Carpenter. Yes, he definitely what pretty much grew up in that area. Um, John, you say honestly though, it's better than some of these Shutter Rock horror films like Hard Rock Zombies. Robert Long, you say you got the 1991 VHS tape of it. I don't know if I ever had. I think maybe I did like a used copy of it, but I do remember renting it because living in Kentucky, of course, it showed up in all the video stores and at different places around Kentucky. Darky say, if it's better than Hard Rock Zombies, cool. I'm not expecting Sammy Kerr. Robert Long, you say it was supposed to be a sequel. Um, what is that? Oh, yeah, there was supposed to be a Haunted Wing too. if that's what you're referring to. But for whatever reason, I don't think we ever saw that sequel, or I didn't see that sequel. Um, so I don't know if you guys are going to be watching Rocktober Blood on Shutter tonight, or if you're going to be watching the from the YouTube link. But I'm using the YouTube link because I'm lazy, and I have it at the black screen right before the first scene starts, where they're doing, like, you see the mixer or whatever, and they're, getting ready to record a song. So it's just at that little tiny bit of black screen right before the movie starts. So, Darren, you're using YouTube. John, you say, I feel like Trick or Treat 86 is the standard of rock horror. Yeah, I would agree with you there, John. So, everybody just let me know if you're going to be watching the movie along with me. Just let me know when you're queued up and ready to go, and we'll do the countdown, the 3, 2, 1, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I don't, put people too far behind. So, Darren, are you currently queued up to just that black screen at the beginning of the movie? Darky say Edwidge Fenwick is such a great actress. A lot of folks just think she's eye candy. No, I from a straight female perspective, I don't think of her as eye candy. But I do appreciate her acting. I don't think her acting is bad at all. John, you say you're good to go. Dirk, you say you're red eye. Okay. So I'll wait a minute or so here to see if anybody else mentions anything. Okay, Jason's ready. I'm assuming Darren's ready, but I just kind of wanted to make sure that most everybody. Robert Long, I don't know if are you gonna be watching along with us? Have you got, either Shutter or, in Texas? Okay, Darren, you're ready. Texas, you say, I'm just here for the women. I mean, I'm sitting it out. Okay, I got you. I don't know if we have any other women in here maybe watching, but probably you're just going to be stuck with me, which I'm so sorry for that. I really am. But that's okay. You can sit here and listen to me blab about this movie. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to do the 3, 2, 1 and hit play, and then we're going to get started here. So 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so we're going to... This isn't too bad of a transfer of this, actually. Or at least it's not looking at it on my computer. But I do have the audio muted on mine because I know that kind of distracts people whenever I have my audio playing. We may have some thunderstorms, so I hear something. I don't know if it's thunder or it's whatever Steve's watching in there. But hopefully we won't lose electric, or I won't get electrocuted or fried, struck by lightning or anything like that during this watch along. But I'm thinking it might be whatever Steve's watching in there, which he told me he wasn't going to do this anymore, have something playing super loud in there. But I think he forgets. But anyway, So we're just kind of getting the setup here. I believe that's Trey Lauren. That's the singer. That's Billy I. Um, in this movie. And guys, I may have to get up and walk away for different things. You know, to run to the restroom, get a refresher on my soft drink, and all that. But I hopefully I won't be gone very long. And of course, I will be switching back and forth from the chat to the movie. So, and the chick in the striped shirt, she's pretty much the main chick on this movie. I don't know if you could really call her a rock groupie because she sings, and here in a little bit we're going to see her taking over the band and changing the name of it to Headmistress. So I don't really get the indication that these guys are passing her around or anything, but then you say Finnick is a really strong actress. She can do horror comedy and the good and evil roles. I agree. Durkee says it's raining here till next weekend. Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to hit a real rainy period as well, Dirk. Um, Darren, you said this must be the print off that unofficial release from a few years back. This is the best print I've seen of this. Yeah, I think this is probably the best print of it I've seen too. But you know, speaking of that unofficial release, I am so glad that I didn't buy that because you would not believe the complaints from people. Some people didn't even get the product, and they spent like $50 or $100 on it, depending on what version they got. So I'm glad I did listen to Steve in that case and didn't purchase it. John, you say it's like they wanted him to sing Back in Black with the lyrics, but not get sued. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah. Durkee say Finnick reminds me of one of my exes. She was batshit crazy. Darren, she had a knife to my throat while I was asleep. Oh, goodness. John, you say he goes psycho real fast. Yeah, he goes from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. Robert Long, you say we done had a rain thunderstorm today. Yeah, I thought it was really gonna rain real hard a little bit earlier, um, but then we didn't get anything. Darren, you say if she was as hot, dark, then you'd be a lucky man. But okay, so he's kind of like this. This guy's a real asshole, though. But you know, I'll never get involved with rock stars. It could not turn out well. Now, here you're gonna hear Rainbow Eyes here. It's not sung by this chick. She's, I guess, lip syncing. But this is the song that you guys hear on my intros. Dirk, you say just crazy as shit, lol. John, you say homeboy trying to hit them Dio notes. Texas, you say there was this metal band called Bitch. Their singer was named Betsy Bitch. Funny thing, before she was in that band, she was in a ska band called the Box Boys, which they have a song in Fade to Black. Interesting. Darren, you said this would make a good double feature with Blood Tracks. Yeah, it probably would. Texas, you say she reminds me of the woman in that movie. Um, John, you say, "Damn, Dirk, glad you got away from that." Yeah, me too. So it looks like Billy's coming back from his hot date. And this guy Kevin, he keeps trying to get some action with the chicks and it ain't working. So I think he's gonna go play pinball. So whose shoes are these? Is Billy back? They must have a whole game room. Smoking a cigarette and playing pinball. Yeah, this guy's cool. Uh oh. Uh oh. His head was so hard he busted the pinball machine. You're gonna get to see some female ass here shortly. She's getting ready to get in the hot tub. There we go. She obviously doesn't tan nude or anything. There you say, yeah, hard to concentrate watching Finnick. Oh well. Um, Jason, you say the Shutter version looks like a third generation VHS tape. Yeah, I was actually watching the Shutter version. I hope I didn't mess anything up there. I hit my keyboard. I'm gonna slide that back in. Um, yeah, I probably should have told everybody that because, like I said, I watched the Shutter version the other night, just in preparation. And yeah, it looked pretty bad. This version looks a lot better. Darren, you say, I think I'm ripping this version off of YouTube and making my own DVD. Beats paying that 50 or $100 that guy wanted off of Facebook. Yeah, and two, you'd be better off doing that, I think, Darren, considering a lot of people got ripped off in the process. John, you say, there's always a fine line between early 80s and disco, and sometimes even in this movie, you see the transition with costumes. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right. Um, you say time wise, I mean. Darren, you said, not that I condone piracy. No, none of us condone piracy. Dirk, you say, version I'm watching is like old VHS, but I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm like Darren. I think this version that's on YouTube is probably about the best version that's out there. So I think this chick's name's Mary, and she just got skewered. Look at that paneling. Remember when buildings had all that paneling and houses had all that paneling? Like old houses. I don't know what he's smoking here, if he's like smoking crack or. Was crack big in 84? And here, she's going to do something with her leg, caressing her leg that I don't know what. Is it supposed to be sexy? I don't know what in the heck. It's like, is she trying to turn him on or. He's got a hell of a glare coming off of his sunglasses. Yeah, I could probably make my own Blu-ray off of this now that I've got a Blu-ray burner and Blu-ray discs and stuff. See, I wouldn't even have to spend the $50 or $100. Like heck, I could get my own or make my own. This night watchman or whatever, he's probably the most useless security person I've ever seen. Let's see here. Johnny say, Darren, when they don't have a new release, honestly, they force our hands, haha. They really do, John. Or if they have such outrageous prices, how they get companies get bent out of shape if you get software and don't get it directly from them. You know, as even if you buy a legitimate copy from somebody and they give you the product key and all that, these companies still don't like that. And I'm like, well, guys, if you wouldn't make the Adobe software, for instance, if they wouldn't make that shit so expensive to buy a suite of programs, people wouldn't do that. People wouldn't rip, or they wouldn't try to find downloads of them. They wouldn't be buying them used on YouTube, on eBay, which is what I've done in the past. I've gotten things like Photoshop for $50 as opposed to paying $600 for a suite of Adobe programs. I've gotten After Effects and all kinds of Adobe programs that way. Um, Jason, you said the bad quality adds to the charm. I think so too. John, you said when he forces her to, sorry, getting ahead. Derek, you say it's the only one I found. Channel is the Olivera possessed. Derek, you said yeah, crack had a bang in the early 90s or early 80s. Johnny says, sorry, what I said was trying to find the lyrics to Rainbow Eyes when he forces her to sing it. John, you say YouTube will remove one comment and put the next. It probably makes me sound random at times. Oh no, I think sometimes too when people are looking at the chat, like I've said before, if you don't have it set on live chat, um, you won't see all the messages. Yeah, Dirk, come here, you little fucker. Yeah, I know that is so funny. And he's like, and that security guard is like, uh, you're arrested. Oh, this guy here, like he's supposed to be like a generic MTV VJ or whatever they used to call them people, and he's doing a little coke right before. And this kind of reminds me of Terror on Tour, only not quite as bad, but you got the same kind of goofy ass people that just want to hang around with rock stars because they think it's something, they think it's something special, and they just act so stupid. Um, and this guy's just a cokehead. I wonder if like the MTV uh, VJs were like that. They were like doing coke before they went on camera and stuff. At least back in the 80s, anyway. Yeah, VJ. John, you said it'd be really interesting to see them redo the film elements and make a real Blu-ray of this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do like Darren and like make my own disc of it. But I've got a Blu-ray burner and Blu-rays, blank Blu-rays, so I'll probably just make my copy of it for myself. I have no idea what's going on back there with the dogs. John, you said, I feel like the way it is now, you're not really seeing the movie since it's so dark. Yeah, it is. Even this version on YouTube is a little bit dark. I think it. I think this is when. Yeah, he comes over and he's like, "You want some toot or something?" And that guy Mel is still like filming. Yeah, everybody wants to wear a horror Halloween mask and break dance on stage. Um, Hold on just a minute, Dirk. Yeah, um, yeah, but it looks pretty good on my computer at least. Now, I'm not saying that it would look that good blowed up on my TV in the living room, but here on my monitor on my computer, it's okay. John, you say it's definitely not shot on video. It's film or at least 16 millimeter. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Dark Eye, that is the channel I'm watching it on, but I didn't even really pay attention to um, the channel. I was just trying to find a copy of it out there on YouTube. Yeah. See, I think the more we blow it up, the more it's going to look like a VHS copy. But you say it's fine. There you say, I think the only elements they have for this is the 1 inch master tape that's on YouTube. Sadly, this is probably the best it's going to look. John, you say Vestron had put it out. So come on, slipcase, get it done, Felcher. Um, Actually, and I think I told this story before, but I the first time I discovered this movie, I was at Consumer Mall looking at stuff that vendors had out, and there was a table where they had a bunch of. I think this is the same table where they were selling a bunch of Fangoria magazines at the price at cover price, and there were some old ones, and I bought them, and they gave them to me for cover price, which was like $3 and something, like 350 or whatever. And also, oh excuse me. Also, this guy had a box of just random VHS tapes, and I found Rocktober Blood. I mean, there was no case or no cover with it or anything like that. It was just in a clear plastic case, like when you would get video rentals um, way back then, and it just the title intrigued me. I knew nothing else about it. Just October Blood. sounded intriguing to me, and this guy sold it to me for $5. So I thought, hey, $5 ain't a lot. I'll take it home and watch it and see. And I've loved it from then on out. Yeah, I think I remember the Vestron label being on that, John. Of course, the copy that VHS copy, it was a little messed up at the beginning, so it may be possible that kind of the Vestron video logo was a little muddled. Jason, you say, are the bands supposed to be famous, or are they some local band? You mean the real band? The real band was Sorcery. Um, or do you mean like within the film? Because I think they were a band that was about to make it big when Billy I supposedly went crazy and killed people, and now Lynn Starling or whatever her name is taken over, and she's renamed the band Headmistress, and she's the lead singer. So, um, and I guess in within this film, she's supposed to be upcoming. They're getting bigger. Robert Long, you said Pee Wee Herman used to have a commercial in the 1980s about crack. I'm sure he did. John, you say, "Damn, Darren, that sucks." Yeah, it really does, and unfortunately, this happens a lot more than we realize with some of these things. Dirk, you say that's the good thing about growing up watching VHS and scrambled channels late at night. Um, Jason, you say within the film. Yeah, I think it's kind of like it was up and coming with both bands. Both bands were starting to make it big, and then, like I said, Billy I supposedly went crazy and killed people, and then Lynn takes over a year or so later, and renames the band Headmistress, and I think she's up and coming now. Um, John, you say, I'll bet this movie is sitting in a box in a Waffle House or garage somewhere just collecting dust. Probably so. It's a shame. Um, oh, wow, Darren. I had forgotten about that, actually. I remembered that I sent you some movies. I just couldn't remember exactly which ones. But you said you remember me sending you a copy of this about 13 years ago. Jesus Christ. On like a yellow DVD. I still have that. Does it still play, Darren? I'm just curious if it still plays. John, you say it's just such a crapshoot these days because storage lockers and stuff have things and it's often mislabeled. Right. So now she's like, Lynn's all freaked out. And so Chris, who was the manager and I guess still is the manager of the band, is now her boyfriend. So he sent her away with two assistants basically to rest and relax before this big show she's going to be putting on. But she keeps getting freaked out because it seems that Billy is not dead. And supposedly Billy was executed. So, how's he keep showing back up? And we're almost, 27 minutes into the movie. And the movie itself is only an hour and 27 minutes. So, Darren, it still plays. Cool. Johnny said the guitar is so really recognizable from Sorcery. He's all over the movie Stunt Rock. Yeah, I've got to watch that, John. Um, you say I really recommend that one. It's a 2 hour stunt film with music, not really a movie, just a lot of pre-Jackass type stuff. So, John, I never really understood. Now, the band that actually plays in the movie, is that Sorcery? Because I was just confused. I didn't know if they were just like Sorcery, the band was actually, playing the instruments and stuff, and these people were just miming it, or that is actually the band Sorcery. Darren, you say that I also sent you Class Reunion Massacre, and I fell in love with that one. Lucky enough, we got the Code Red DVD a year or two later. Wow, I totally forgot which ones I sent you. Um, John, you say it was made as a way to showcase um, Grant Page to America to be a star. He was the villain in Road Games too. Johnny say yes, Sorcery. Johnny said the lead singer from Sorcery isn't in Rocktober Blood, but it's the same band. So not the lead singer, but the rest of the band basically is cool. Darky says some of those shots reminded me of National Lampoon's Class Reunion. Oh yeah. Johnny say that guitarist is unmistakable. LOL. That hair. It's like, did people really think they had to exercise like this? Like, I would be doing what Lynn's doing, where she's doing the stretches and stuff. The other two chicks act like they're in some kind of aerobics video, like high impact aerobics. Why do you have to do that? I think you could get tone without doing that. Well, there's another ass shot, a clothed ass shot. Now, I'm not making fun of the other chick's looks that has her back to us currently now. And now we saw her face, but I don't know. She kind of looks too old to be in this role. Um, I don't know. She looks like somebody's mom or something. But uh, I'm not saying she's not a little bit attractive, but she just doesn't. To me, she doesn't seem like she fits in with the other two, with Lynn and Honey. Well, she's getting bitchy. Jason, you say, yeah, if you play records backwards, they summon the devil. Younger generations don't know about that. John, you say, Sorcery also had a magician named Merlin who did weird magic shit on stage, and Stunt Rock is part of the movie they didn't in this one. Cool. Darky say aerobics was a shit back then. Olivia Newton-John had all the females getting physical. Speaking of Olivia Newton-John, I was shocked to hear that she passed away recently. It's what, 73? Because I was like, I don't know, I was perusing things on different channels and stuff like that and streaming things, and they had a little thing up there for Greece and said in memoriam and celebrating Olivia Newton-John and one of her biggest roles, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't even know she died, and so I got on the internet, and sure enough, yep, she passed away. John, you say in this one, I think they just made the band Billy and Lynn's band. Yeah, exactly. It just went from being Billy's band to Lynn's band. And they're still exercising. Now they're going to keep getting phone calls. I mean, Steve would probably say this is how you keep all toned to be exercising like this, but Lynn doesn't look like she has a bad body, and it doesn't look like she's pushing herself that much. And this is going to be one of the most, I don't think it's happened yet, but I thought this was the one where when she asks him what he wants, he says something about hot, steaming pussy blood, which I hope that doesn't get me kicked off of YouTube for saying that, but John, you say, as a movie, this is better for sure. I'm overselling Stunt Rock. LOL, it's not that good. Yeah, but I'd still like to see it. Jason, you say, reminds me of Death Ball with all the exercise perv shots. Dirk, you say, Black Christmas, anyone? John, you say, yeah, Billy is just aggressive as hell. He keeps saying fucker. Right. Now they're slowly going up the stairs because they really don't know what's going on. I accidentally hit the damn Firefox thing and it's making stuff mess up here. Hopefully I didn't. I need to close that out. No, I don't want to set that as a default browser. Alright. Hopefully that won't mess anything up or didn't mess anything up. Darren, you say, is that a Let There Be Rock poster in the background? I think it may be, Darren. Right along, you say, also Anne Heche died the next week. So Steve told me that Anne Heche was basically in a coma and that her family was going to have her unhooked because she was basically brain dead. So I guess that's what they went on and did. Chris can be a little bit of an asshole sometimes to Lynn. He's like, he's all about, oh, I got to get ready for the show. Guys, I'm going to step away for just a second and go and get a refresher on my drink. So sorry, guys. I'm back. I had to run to the restroom too, so. Dirk, you say there were ringer knobs and buttons on phones back then. Yeah. John, you say old school phones for sure. Jason, you say, I bet you could smoke in hospitals back then. Probably so. I know when I watched Hospital Massacre, aka X Ray, Barbie Benton is smoking out in the hallway in the hospital. And I think maybe a doctor is smoking, which is even worse. Um, Dougie said, I'm 35 minutes in. Oh, hell yeah. Johnny said, this director did Gator Bait and Cajun Justice and Gator Bait too, so he's got a Louisiana exploitation thing going or something. Dougie said, if you could smoke down there everywhere. Darren, say, Hayes suffered 80 or 90% burns, I read. Sadly, there's no coming back from that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's bad. Jason, you say, back when America was a free country. Yeah, my mom would agree with you too, Jason, because she's a smoker. And my mom is not one of those aggressive asshole smokers either. My mom tries to respect people. She doesn't blow smoke in people's face. She doesn't smoke in other people's vehicles. Um, my dad has a little bit of asthma. She doesn't even smoke in the house anymore. My dad used to smoke. He smoked for years, and several years ago, he just wadded up to pack of cigarettes, said, I'm done. And he never went back to them. Mom, unfortunately, on the other hand, I wish she could quit for her health. I don't want her to quit for any other reason than for her health. Um, but some people over the years have been so ugly to my mom. And I'm like, why do you got to be ugly? I mean, there's no reason to be ugly. My mom is not doing anything to you. It'd be one thing if if she was going up to people and blowing the smoke right in their face or being disrespectful in some way, but people would do like that and cough and carry on, and mom could be 10 feet away from them, and Steve's a little bit assholeish about people smoking too. You know, it's one thing if you don't like somebody smoking your car or smoking your house or something like that, but when somebody is standing a few feet away and they light up a cigarette, there's no sense in being a jerk about it and causing a big fuss. I don't get it. But anyway, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. Dirk, you say Gator Bait was shot not far from me here in Shreveport, Cross Lake, I believe. That's cool, Dirk. I had never seen Gator Bait, believe it or not, until Joe Bob showed it on his show. Dirk, you say New Orleans is like 3 different time periods all at once. I've been a lot of places, no place like it. Johnny say, nice, Dirk. I always think of Live and Let Die. I think it was in New Orleans. Jason, you say, I quit smoking myself, but people are so awful to smokers. Yeah, they are, unfortunately, Jason. Dirk, you say, hell yeah, John. Let's see. Now that I'm looking at the timestamp on here, about 41 minutes in, and okay. And he really does a number on this chick because not only does he practically drown her, but now she's having to sit there and watch him cut. There's another ass shot. Cut her arm off. I guess just so he can fold her up and put her in a trunk or whatever he does with her. Yeah. And like basically in this, house or cabin or whatever it is, there's basically no separation between the bathroom or where the tub is at and the bed. I don't know if I would like that or not. Darky say, I've quit smoking a couple of years now. I vape though. Well, see, I tried to get mom to do like herbal cigarettes, and I don't mean weed. I mean, they were actual herbal cigarettes, and she said, nah, I don't like that. Um, and I told her, well, maybe you need to try vaping. And I got her, like, or maybe she got it. I don't know. Somebody got it. And she did the e cigs for a while, but she said that hurt her worse than smoking. So she went back to her cigarettes, of course. I'm going to change my light out real quick, guys, because, of course, they didn't have enough time to charge, I guess, fully. Not that y'all are probably looking at that, really. Anyway, you're probably watching the movie, but just for my sake. I have a neighbor, Dirk. You were talking about you quit smoking, but you vape. And he smokes and he vapes, so I don't know. I don't know how that's helping anything, but I don't know if when he vapes, if he vapes the nicotine stuff. When I was vaping, and I haven't vaped in a long while, I didn't get the kind with nicotine because I've never had an addiction, thankfully, to cigarettes. Um, that was just a habit I never picked up, thankfully. And I'm not saying because it's like a dirty, nasty habit. I'm just saying, it can cause health problems. And I'm just glad, on top of the health problems I already have, that I didn't take up smoking on top of that. Durkee said, vaping, I can actually breathe now and don't cough crap up anymore. Plus, there's different flavors like desserts and candies. Yeah, I had, what did I have? Cinnamon and grape, and but like I said, I didn't get nicotine in mine. And I had a cool, like a membership card or whatever to this place that sold all these different kinds of vapes. And you could, when the first time I went in this place and bought my first vape device that was about that long, I didn't get a super expensive one. And I went around and they let me, you can like sample so many different ones, and they give you these little things to put on the mouthpieces. Of course, probably the pandemic probably messed a lot of that up because the place is closed now. But this was pre-pandemic, and I would put the little mouthpiece on there, and I would try these different flavors, and I picked out, 3 or 4 or so, and bought those and bought the little vaping device. Um, John, you say, I can't quit fatty foods and coffee, so no judgment here about smoking. Well, hey, Aaron Fry, Uncle Bill. Yeah, he's saying Daner, Daner, Daner. Yeah. Jason, you say, this chick is very big on bathing. Got to be clean to rock it. Yeah, you get sweaty getting up there on stage and singing all that rock and roll. Dougie say, yeah, we all have our vices. Uh, PM addiction can get crazy, lol. Uh, I mean, I have addictions. I mean, look right here, these damn things. And now, I've taken up the habit of iced coffees on top of that, plus the energy drinks. And my mom says, Dana, I really wish you would stop drinking those energy drinks. She says, they're not good for your heart. Aaron, you say, did you watch Steve's triumphant return last night? I did. I certainly did. Um, Darren, you say, I used to enjoy a cigarette now and again if I went out for a drink with my friends. Lucky enough, I never got addicted, so I haven't bought any myself. LOL. Well, I know a lot of people that, like, I used to work with a girl, woman, that she only smoked when she drank. I never seen her smoke any other time except when she was drinking. So, for a lot of people, that just goes hand in hand. Some people that frequent bars a lot, and I'm not putting anybody down that goes to a bar, they will light up a cigarette and smoke at the bar while they're having their drink. So, um, I drink moderately, except for the couple of times that I was stupid and got sick. But I've never wanted to smoke along with the drinking. But I understand that's just something some people do. Darren, you said that stream last night was funny. Little Lucio. Yeah, I found myself, like I was watching it on YouTube while Steve was actually participating back here, and I found myself laughing quite a bit at that last night. Boy, this is really dark now, ain't it? Dang. I think, well, Billy was in there with her, but she's gonna. I think she ended up stabbing Chris, or she does stab Chris. Excuse me. Sorry for if I gave something away for those of you that haven't seen this. Yeah, she stabbed Chris in the shoulder. I think the other guy there, I think that is the Sebastian's Ferd and Beverly Sebastian's son. I think that was I can't even talk. Ben Sebastian that you actually saw there, their head of security or whatever. Yeah, the guy in the, I don't know. Those shorts looked way too short for him to be wearing. I don't know how guys got by with that back then. How in the hell did they wear shorts that short? I'm not trying to be gross here, but how did they wear shorts that short without all their package hanging out? I mean, that's, Steve said he used to have pretty short shorts, and when he worked at the Fruit of the Loom factory back in Camelsville, he got his ass grabbed. These old ladies would grab his ass. John, you say drinking is okay in moderation, I guess. Well, most of the time my drinking is in moderation, but there have been a couple of times where I got a little carried away, John, and I got drunk and got sick, and I paid for it for 3 days afterwards. This last time I done it, Dirk can tell you what happened there. I We were doing a watch along slash commentary for Champagne and Bullets, and I wasn't it you, Dirk, that was like giving money like $20 every time we turn around or something if I would take a shot. And I'm not saying in any way shape or form this was Dirk's fault. I'm just saying I made my decision to drink, um, and I drank one too many Fireball whiskey shots, and I was sick. I literally was, after that was, I was fine during the watch along. But then, about the time it ended, I was like, I told Steve, I don't feel so well. And it just hit me. And I was literally crawling back and forth between the living room and the bathroom to throw up. And I was still throwing up the next day. And I was too ashamed to tell my mom. I was talking to her on the phone. I was supposed to go see my dad and my Uncle Scotty because they were going to be in Louisville for a sale the night after or the next day after the night after I'd done that. And I was too ashamed to tell my mom I was drunk, Mom. I was drunk off my ass, and that's why I'm sick. I just told her I had some stomach problems. But I was talking on the phone with her, and I said, Mom, I'm sick. I got to put the phone down, and I threw up, and then got back on the phone. Um, uh, Jason, you say it's so dark. I don't know who stabbed who. Yeah, that was a very, very dark scene, unfortunately. Dougie say, Darren, do they still call cigarettes over there something that rhymes with egg? I was kind of wondering that too. Darren, you say, oh yes, Dirk, I actually typed that out first and corrected it. Jason, you say, dangling out. I guess they wore tidy whities to corral the bits and pieces. Maybe so. Maybe that's what it was. Dirk, you say, laughing my ass off. You say, yep. John, you say, I tried to type same comment 4 times and it removed it. Weird. I may try PC. Huh. Okay. So it's censoring our comments now, huh? So anyway, back to the movie. We're almost an hour in, guys. We don't have that much more to go with this movie, actually. And I think the Big Show's getting ready to go down. And not Big Show the wrestler, but like the... Oh, no, this is where she's like... She's decided she wants to go dig up Billy I to prove he's not there. And she's taking Honey with her. And I think this chick is actually referred to as Honey Bear. At least in the credits, that's how she's listed. Her pants are so tight there. A certain way you look at it almost looks like she's nude from the waist down. John, you say, yeah, it won't let me say the word a double S. Oh, goodness. Darren, you say, Dana, you are doing the podcast tomorrow. Yep, I should be on it tomorrow, Darren. I'm actually going to me and Steve's going to have to watch The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. I think I actually have that. I think I've seen it more than once, probably once at least with Steve. Um, Aaron typed ass. You said just want to try it. Evidently, Jason has the power too. John, you say, damn, UB has the power. Ha ha. Weird. They're only censoring John. That's bad. Jason, you say, yep, it works. Turkey say, painted on pants. Gotta love it. Oh, God. Now Aaron's like, anal, balls, titty, chlamydia. But I think you misspelled chlamydia, Aaron. Even though you said you were just testing. Johnny says it's vinegar syndrome. They heard me secretly talking shit on Annie Lee's meat pies. So they were censoring me on YouTube. Really? Was you talking shit about Annie Lee's meat pies? Actually, the actress that plays Lynn on here is a little bit, or quite a bit better than like the one that plays Honey. I mean, she's not, this chick's not horrible, but I was thinking Chris shows up here after he gave that big to do about like, I'm afraid I'll lose my green card. That's how I get in and out of the country to make you money and all that stuff. Lynn's had so much trouble with guys in the course of this movie. It's wonder she hadn't turned lesbian and wanted to be with Honey or something. Johnny says, or Darren, you say I don't get some comments either. Um, Darren, on the chat up at the top, do you have it set for live chat or is it set for top chat or live chat? Because I have to keep mine on live chat, otherwise I won't see all the posts or all the chat messages. And it may be, using mobile devices as opposed to using a desktop computer also. Or maybe if you're streaming it on your TV or whatever. Johnny said, I will say desktop works best. iPhone, you got to constantly click live chat. Gotcha. And Johnny said, or it may not post. Okay. Darren, you say you're on your mobile phone. See, I never do any of the stuff like this, or even when I'm watching it. Generally, I don't do it on my phone. Even when I'm watching some of Dead Pit stuff, um, I have been on my phone sometimes, but I guess I don't. I'm not paying a whole bunch of attention to the chat at that time. I may glance at it here and there, but um, a lot of times, though, I will just either be back at my computer or I'll have it on the TV or something, the YouTube app. Um, so I'm not super familiar with how it does on a mobile phone. I have used my tablet too. I don't know if I mentioned that. Like, haven't we seen this same shot like 5 times already? Where somebody in shadow is like coming up some steps or something. Okay, now this is where she's going to the big show and stuff. Now Chris is acting all lovey dovey and all that stuff. And it's like, what kind of car is taking them to this show? You think they would be in a limo or something. Okay, so Honey's getting Lynn's wig ready. It's like, why would you touch an iron? Oh no. Is Billy Eye back? Would this really kill somebody? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't want to find out or anything, but like, I could understand you getting like third-degree burns from it, but would it kill you? And why in the hell does he have this disguise on that he's got on? It's like, couldn't you come up with a better disguise than that? He's got glasses on. He's got like a hairnet over his hair. It's like, what in the hell is that? Is he? Or, nah, he's got a wig on, I guess. And either he's dyed his hair or he's got a spot of gray that's showing. Jason, you say, how'd the snake get in there? I don't bite. Derek, you say, we have a top 5 favorite films for the years 2010 to 2000. Is that 2006 to 2010, Dirk, or 2010 to 2016? Episode next Saturday night. We'll be multi streaming me, Pop's Movie Dungeon, and Brian Goes Blue if y'all want to check that out. Um, yeah, I may try to do that. Dirk, I'm going to be doing another watch along for Haunted Ween, of course, but it depends on what time y'all are doing that. I might want to check it out. Wow, you're going all the way back to 1970. That's going to be awesome. Darren, you say I've been checking them out, Dirk. Usually on catch up though the next day. Aaron, you say, have you looked at Scarefest lineup this year, Dana? It's pretty amazing. Sadly, everything is high as hell. Well, I'll say I heard about it, but I just don't know. I don't know. I know I heard Wes say that he was never going back to another convention, and I'm like, that made me a little bit sad because that used to be where I saw you guys most of the time was at conventions. I mean, I know I could see you other places, but it just seems so sad that things have gotten as bad as they have, and people are just dropping out of the convention scene. They have no interest in going. Um, so Steve and I are planning on going to Horror Hound because I still have tickets that Horror Hound thankfully is still honoring. So I thought we need to go so these tickets don't get wasted. John, you say I'll have to too, Dirk. I always mean to catch pop streams. It'll be late, 10 o'clock. Okay, gotcha. Jody say, I'm going to Scarefest, but maybe just for vendors. The only maybes for me are D. Wallace and Kane Hodder. No way I'm doing Robert Englund. None of his prices are as high as what the Dead Pit Boys were saying, or what somebody brought up in the stream last night. Milek, you say, did you title your channel Evil Dead Chick because The Evil Dead was your favorite movie? Yes, but I have used the Evil Dead Chick screen name for a long, long time. Even asked the Dead Pit Boys about that. When I first started talking to them, I was known as Evil Dead Chick. When I would come into like their Saturday night things and stuff, and the Saturday Nightmares chats and things like that. John, you say, I ain't paying 150 plus to say I love your work and a handshake. No way, I'm too cheap. Well, sadly, I'm too cheap to do that too, John, even though I'm making a little bit more money at my new job. Dirk, you say, Texas Frightmare has moved to a 40-acre complex close to Dallas Stadium. Wow. Johnny said, I never got into autographs because I was so late into the convention game. I missed the cheap glory days. I only have maybe 4 autographs total, so I just pick a few ones for value. Dirk, you say you pay Robert Englund $180. Wow. Well, John, I'm glad you brought that up because I was just telling Steve, or I've been telling him for like the last year or so. I said, really? I'm more into meeting these people now and maybe getting a picture than getting autographs, because the meeting them and, getting a picture, it's like, hey, yeah, I really did meet this person, and I've got a picture here and I can remember that experience and all that. I mean, heck, what are we going to do with autographs? Really, unless we get in dire straits, and I hope none of us do, and we have to sell them off. I mean, are you really going to have a memory of somebody scribbling their name on something? I mean, I have a few things like my Phantasm sphere that I had the people from Phantasm or most of the people associated with Phantasm sign. I mean, those kind of things are important to me. But just scribbling your name on a picture or something like that, I'm kind of out of that now. Darren, you say, it's so sad when I see some of these so called horror stars ripping off fans. Yep, unfortunately. John, you say, I was living in BFE, Mississippi when the cons were cheap and good, and when Dead Pit was really starting. The only cons in Mississippi are fucking redneck auctions on the barn on the weekends. Wow. Aaron, you said most all of these celebs are just living off these cons and making themselves a living, and they're aging a living. It's like a carnival. What all can we do to get their money? I hate it now. Yeah. And again, Aaron, it's so sad that it has come to that. Durkee say, yeah, I got England's picture, but no selfies allowed. You had to buy a photo off. Exactly. See, that stuff's stupid too. I hate that shit. I am going to go back to the movie here. Let's see what's going on here. We're about an hour and 8 minutes into it. And so, has he revealed who he is yet? I think he has by this point. So, I don't think I'm going to give anything away because if he hasn't said it, you're going to know about it soon. This is not Billy I. This is Billy's brother John. John was the one that wrote the songs and stuff, but John was also crazy. But Billy got executed for the murders that John committed. So that's why there is a corpse in Billy I's grave, because Billy is dead, but John is not, and John is the crazy one. Now Billy was a little bit of an asshole, but he wasn't crazy. He wasn't going to murder people. And so John was basically angry with Billy for taking all the credit for the songs and stuff. So the description that's given for this movie on Shudder and other places is like totally wrong, because it says a dead rock star comes back from the grave to kill the people responsible for his death. No, because Billy I doesn't come back. John never died. John never got executed because nobody knew he existed. So that description, and I've seen that description almost everywhere when describing this movie, so it's totally wrong. But maybe that's the way they had to put it, or they'd be giving some parts of the movie away. Aaron, you say, do not support conventions. I repeat, do not support them. Okay, I'm good. Darren, you said, this soundtrack does need a release. I would be all in for that. Yeah, I would be too. I think it was John that was telling me something about there was a. John, was this the one that you were telling me there was a reissue for it? Darky say, yeah, I had to wait 6 hours for England and paid out the ass for what exactly, when it's all said and done, you feel dumb and fucked over, lol. Johnny say, true, UB, you can sometimes get good Blu-ray deals at them, but yeah, the autograph game and all, I don't fault anyone for doing it, but it's too expensive now. It's too expensive for regular people. And some regular people try to get all the bells and whistles, and I feel sad that they feel like that they have to do this to, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying they do it to feel fulfilled, but some of these people doing it don't really have the extra money to be paying out the ass for this kind of stuff. And Steve, he pretty much goes for like, DVD, Blu-ray vendors now. he really doesn't have any interest in even meeting anybody now. Dougie said autograph collecting is straight insanity. I know. Johnny said the only person I would pay top dollar for is Kurt Russell. He'll never do one, but I would pay any price to meet him probably. Yeah, Steve and I still have dreams of meeting Argento. Now, Steve would meet Argento, but Argento's getting up in age, and I don't know how much longer that guy's going to be around. And I think the time for us to have been able to see him anywhere close is come and gone. Darren, you say Dead Pitt made a good point. There's no way that they're declaring tax on any of that money. Nah, I would say no. So now they're rocking it out here. And they got all these chicks chained up and stuff. This is kind of similar to Terror on Tour with the women and like supposedly fake killings, but I think John really kills some of these girls here within the movie, of course. And I'm guessing they think this is Frankie or whatever, because I think that's Frankie's mask. Until, of course, he takes the mask off. There was a VHS tracking line there. Yeah, I think he just ripped her intestines out. This this audience doesn't really. They look like they're all stoned or something. They're not really getting into it. But I agree with everybody. This does have a pretty cool soundtrack. I mean, but how is he tearing like their heart out? It looks like he's going in through the stomach all. Oh, there's another VHS tracking line. There's another one. John, you say, yeah, it's reissued on CD and vinyl, but no OGs I can find. I think it's Paul Bearer Press. Yeah, I think that's what you said last time. Dark, you say, sounds kind of like Iron Maiden Killers for a second there. And maybe they were trying to model that. He cut that one chick's head off and then throws it out in the audience. But then they keep showing the same scene of everybody just going like this. And they're not animated at all. So don't they like even freaking wonder where Lynn is at? Cause she's supposed to be the lead singer for this band now. It's called Headmistress, for goodness sakes. It's not called John's Rowdy Band or whatever. That guy, that drummer, the look on his face. So I think she thinks it's Frankie here because he's still got the mask on. Now this time when she's singing Rainbow Eyes, it's gonna be kind of pretty much like my intro. Only she's not really singing this. John, you say, yeah, if Argento did one now, he would probably charge at least 100 if he even did one. And you say he probably doesn't want to fly and do all that shit, huh? Well, the way things are now, I don't really blame him. She was watching these videos of these people causing disturbances on airplanes just because they want to say, "Oh, you're throwing me off because I won't wear a mask." It's like, just wear your mask and be quiet. Yeah, Tina Turner hair. Plus, speaking of airplanes, I watched, what was it called? Street Warriors or whatever. It was on Tubi. It was basically about the Leonard Skinner plane crash. Oh my gosh, guys, I got so depressed watching that. I knew about this plane crash. I had heard about it historically, but I had no idea how, I knew it killed some people, but I didn't know how bad it was. I mean, basically, that airplane broke into like four pieces when it hit. Um, and I wanted to say they crashed into a Louisiana like swamp area. But it wasn't really swampy because they hit like hard ground, and like the co-pilot was decapitated and the pilot was hanging out of a tree dead. It's like it's horrible. And now I wish I hadn't seen it, because I was like super depressed after that. Darren, you say Argento is probably one of the only people who can justify $100. Probably in this day and age, yeah. I would agree, Darren. So she's like, basically, she's acting like nothing's wrong here, but John's going to make himself known here soon. Which way do y'all think she looks better, Lynn? I mean, like this with this big Tina Turner wig, or before with just her short hair? What is she doing? The Pete Townsend thing? What the heck was that? Jason, you said the wig. She does really look like she's doing that thing she's doing with her arm is like Pete Townsend in The Who. It's like she's going to start singing My Generation here in a minute. Oh, Chris is still alive. Okay. Oh, okay. That Dirk, you say it was in Mississippi, not too far from Louisiana. Okay. Darren, you said Lucio Fulci died penniless. If he was around today at conventions, he would have made a killing. Someone like that, I wouldn't begrudge him the money. Yeah, I agree, Darren. So now they're going to play the song I'm Back, which is another great song from this movie. We actually, Dead Pit actually did a live drunken commentary for this movie a few years ago at Fright Night. I had a lot of fun with that. I was sitting with Steve and CK and Uncle Bill. This movie has a great ending too that's going to be coming up here shortly. Johnny said, "Oh yeah, it was Ronnie Van Zant that died, right? His brother started 38 Special, I think." Yeah, Ronnie Van Zant was one of them that died. Um, yeah, there were like 5 or 6 total, John, that died. Um, Darky say for today's standards, hotter is pretty reasonable, 60, but hell, sign multiple things and you get a selfie. But he'll sign multiple things and you get a selfie. Yeah, yeah, Kane Hodder is pretty reasonable. Jason, you said they saved all the best stuff in this movie to the end. Yeah, now he's got Lynn handcuffed to him right here. There's just about 4 minutes left in this movie, so you're going to get to see this great finale here. Or I think it's a great finale. And they're planning on hitting him with an electric guitar, I guess, but they can't do it with Lynn still hooked to him. Okay, so now this is great. It's like, and he's not gonna give up until the very end of the song, and they've like basically fried his ass. He's bleeding all over his face, and he's gonna finish this damn song. There you go. And then they have this kind of melodic song here at the end. And Lynn Starling was Donna Scoggins. I can't recall if she was on anything else. See, there's head of security Ben Sebastian. Johnny say Argento has that store in Italy, right? Yeah, the Profondo Rosso shop. Luigi Cozzi, I think, runs it. Basically, you say I feel like that's the best shot of meeting him is that store or some random restaurant in Italy. LOL, eating spaghetti. Darren, you say that burial ground commentary they did was great. You can hear Steve laughing throughout. Yes, you sure can. Durkee say he's going for the space ace Bruce Springsteen look, I guess. LOL. Darren, say, do you think they were fans of Alice Cooper? Maybe. It's possible. Durkee say, my surround speakers sound like popcorn popping right now. Yeah, every little pop, snap, crackle, pop, right? So, what do you guys think of this? I mean, any thoughts, especially for those of you that this might have been your first time seeing it? Johnny say he wanted to come back just to kill and go, I'm back. Right. Jason, you say it was an okay watch. Johnny say he wrote a song before killing people about coming back years later. Thinking about that out loud is kind of funny. Darren, you say it's always a fun watch. Jason, you say I think the last 20 minutes was the best part. Well, the good thing about it is it's not an overly long movie. Now, if they took a movie like this and tried to make it 2 hours, I mean, Blood Hook was an hour and 15 minutes long, the uncut version was. Um, I almost think that's a little too long for that type of movie. So it's kind of, and I love Blood Hook, but it's kind of refreshing to be able to watch a cheesy rock horror movie, in my opinion, cheesy, and it be less than an hour and 30 minutes. Johnny said the music will stick in your head. Yep. Durkee say it was fun with all of you. My first and last watch, but enjoyed it with you all. So you don't think, Dirk, that you'll go back and watch it on your own again? Texas, you say she's got chicken thighs. So, I guess I won't keep you guys tied up much longer because I know I'm thinking that Uncle Bill and CK are going to be doing the last episode of Weekend at Friedkin's. I think that's tonight. And I don't know if it's going to be like 9 or 10 or what, but in case you guys want to go to that, I want to make sure that I call it a night before they do their thing. Darren, you say, I watch this every 2 or 3 years, so I'm good till 2025. Jason, you say, good music for sure. I'm Back has been in my Halloween playlist for years. Cool. So, again, before I get off here, I want to remind you guys that next Saturday, I'm planning on doing Haunted Ween. So, that is available on... it is available on YouTube, and so I will make sure that I put that link up because not everybody's going to have that DVD. Probably very few people have that DVD. Now, Wes told me he's got the DVD, and I do too. But we live in Kentucky too, so, and it was a movie that was filmed in Kentucky, Bowling Green, actually. So, if you're interested in that, I will also be doing Cheese Extreme Wednesday. And we're going to be doing Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Luther the Geek. So you can look forward to both of those things coming the upcoming week. And who knows, I may pop in here just randomly throughout the week doing something if I can think of something to do. Turkey says Sammy Curry still reigns supreme. Trick or treat. Well, I would have to agree. And what other rock horror film has Skippy from Family Ties in it? Freaking Skippy from Family Ties in a starring role. I mean, that is great. Jason, you say, never seen that one either, so I hope I can make it. I hope you can too, Jason. It's been good to see you in here the several times that you've been in here. Yes, Trick or Treat is fantastic. I agree, Darren. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, take my shower, have me a snack, try to relax a little bit before my final day, before I got to start the work week. Robert Long, he says, Sammy, he was a solid go dancer. Dougie say, Hereditary watch along soon. Ooh, I don't know if that's ever going to come to pass, Dirk. Hey, I know you could do a Hereditary watch along, right? Johnny said it was a good watch later on. I hope to see you next time, John. It's good as always to see you in here. It was good to see all the rest of you guys. Dirk and Darren, I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. We'll be talking about The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. Coming soon on the Dead Pit site, the Eurocult podcast. So, bye, Jason. You say, it was fun. Man, I don't like Hereditary. Do you like it, Dana? Well, My first watch, I did not, and I still haven't sat down and watched it again. But I've been promising Dirk that I will that I will watch it again. You have a good one too, Darren. And with that being said, as I said before, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now.